Ever wondered what makes TV so powerful in Jamaica? Time to find out. Welcome to Global TV Group 358, where television meets innovation. We're not just about shows, we're about shaping society. In Jamaica, TV keeps you informed, connects diverse voices, and supports democracy. Imagine a Jamaica where broadcasters unite, sharing data and collaborating globally. That's us, a unified voice in the TV industry. Did you know TV advertising is still king? It drives website traffic, boosts brand equity, and powers integrated campaigns. Even in an age of digital, TV stands strong, resilient in tough times. Our global TV deck is your treasure trove of insights and data. With charts, graphs, and success stories, it's your guide to impactful TV advertising. Curious to learn more? Visit our website and see how Global TV Group 358 keeps television at the heart of entertainment in Jamaica. Get ready to binge watch the future.
God of my salvation, because the mouth of the sinful and wicked is open. Rastafari. Come with I. Rastaman throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Not a people there. Make a man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Only when man like Marcus Garvey speak, wicked men would I hear. Hear now hear. Instead of that, they only sit aside and rob and cheat, and not first and four make up what I seen him. Make him a throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a plan! Make him a throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. My favorite part: if Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the day them can sell out Rasta and sell it out. I sell out Babylon. Big man throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Big man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. If Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the dead can sell out Rasta and sell out. I sell out Babylon. Yes, stop on the Friday. You might throw a stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black thing, man, throw a stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. You have eyes to see, let him see. You have ears to hear, let them hear. What a prophet must say. President Mandela was in prison for 20 odd years. And he leave from the prison and take the seat of the president. Stone one. Big man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. man show us stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Rasta man show us stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men.
Stibbidim day. We in Global TV say certain kind of friend we no keep, and some informer friend we love like. We in Global, bona fake friend and bona tape. We in Global, we not promote them, we not support them. Look at them on the cheek, come here represent for. We in Global TV, check it.
Good morning. Welcome to Arch Nemesis versus Arch Rival. Good morning to the Susans and Suzettes and Sanitas of the Jamaica Labour Party. You get a lawsuit, you all get a lawsuit. Good morning and welcome. Thank you for joining us. We're asking the question this morning, did Holness set up Tufton? And we will mumble through until we're ready to run away, leave you this morning. To my community of party and all my family members, platform moderators, membership holders, viewers, subscribers, commenters, and trolls, good morning. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. A pleasant good morning to all the thieves in government. Good morning. Good morning to you all. Good morning to the kleptocracy and the cockistocracy of Jamaica. Those sticky fingers. Aye, poor we. Anyway, Shauna Smith, Evan Johnson, good morning. Good morning and welcome. Debbie Jarvis TV, good morning. Good morning, all. Cousin Myrna, good morning. How you doing? Andrea Joan Hamilton Wilson, good morning. Judy Roberts, good morning. Jamrack 8766. Willie Don, Lawrence Michael, good morning. Barbara Simpson, Jean Royalty, good morning. Canadian Girl, good morning, and welcome. Let me see who's on the tick. Is it Atma? It's RM, good morning. Junior, Leon, Sheena, is Ulali, I think. Eulalie. See Eulalie, isn't it? Debian, good morning. Clifton. Danger. Awodofi? Good morning. Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Thank you for joining us this morning. Lessons in my life. Good morning. Is Tufton being set up by Andrew Holness? Christine Gilbert, good morning. Is Chris Tufton being set up by Andrew Holness? Because this government minister, which is an arch rival, Kalia Sheila, good morning, to the Prime Minister, he's always, Sophia Hall, bedeviled by corruption. Could it be that Andrew Holness and Nestor Morgan is slow leaking things to set up Tufton? Because Christopher Tufton is one of the main rival to Andrew Holness after the general election for the leadership of the Jamaica Labour Party. We all know where it is going. Is it that Andrew Holness is weakening Tufton? Alan Coleman, good morning. Weakening Tufton while keeping him there to make sure, Marcia Thomas, that Tufton don't really have the support to be a real challenger to him. I'm just wondering, because the amount of corruption Tufton is bedeviled by, you would have thought Andrew Holness would have get rid of him for saving his electability's sake for the third term. But no, in Tagaran together. There is also another limb to them. Both are Siamese thieves. Whatever they're divided on, when it comes to stealing, they're an Andrew Holness. Now, if you follow the track record of the enrichment, Renice Nicholson, Sharon Robinson, if you follow the track record of the enrichment of both Andrew Holness and Chris Tufton, they both went in hard on us during COVID and lockdown, didn't they? That's the height of the enrichment of those two. In COVID, they really took us for a mug, as the British would say. They took us for a mug. They collect money left, right, and center. And to date, other than a tiny fraction of Jamaicans who got a one-off $10,000, to date, all those millions and billions collected from international donors, to date cannot be accounted for. And we know that those two enriched themselves during the whole COVID era. The other part to look at, is it then that Chris Tufton and Andrew Holness, Norma, good morning. Is it then that Chris Tufton and Andrew Holness have secret for one another when it comes to pilfering the public purse? Because the amount of corruption and scandal that bedevils Dr. Tufton, Donmel, you wonder why Andrew keeps him. You wonder why Andrew cannot push out Dr. Tufton, particularly after the dead baby, the dead baby scenario, where Dr. Tufton deliberately lied and covered up Julie Miss Mango. How are you? Dr. Tufton deliberately lied and covered up what was happening in the healthcare affecting babies at the time. Dr. Tufton has gone through many scandals that some would not have survived in government. Is it that Andrew Holness is afraid of getting rid of Tufton? Because if you remove an arch rival or an arch nemesis like Tufton, he could go AWire on you. Just like how when name Infomedia gone haywire upon the government and upon the Labour Party. But there is something, Colleen Morning, there is something going on between Andrew Holness and Christopher Tufton when it comes to raiding the public purse. Because rather than Andrew Holness push out Tufton, say, go and go defend yourself, go and go address the nation on how their money was spent. Althea, I'll not push out his lawsuit. Fast car morning. I'll not push out his lawsuit. Make we chip we find them and I side swipe Desmond Mackenzie. Morning, Desmond. Desmond, morning. Morning, Desmond. Desmond here, we're telling morning. It was you, Desmond Mackenzie, who came out here and tell we say you are a thief from poor people. So if you're a thief in a one area, you're a thief in the other area. And if you lie and untrustworthy in one area, if you're not truthful in one area, we don't expect you to be truthful in other areas. It was you who tell us they are thief, particularly from poor people, It's not something where anybody can make up. So if Damian Crawford said, you're not being truthful about the Equilibrium Fund, then we take it as you're not being truthful. Because to date, you come out and tell we say you is a thief. And then afterward, you blame we to talk about the poor people them where you thief from. Listen, you're all in government. What you cannot do as members of the government or members of the ruling party is use defamation lawsuit to avoid accountability and transparency. It's not going to work. I know you all want it to work, but bad news for you, it's just not going to work. Because whether be members of the opposition or those of us in media land, our job is to hold the government to account. Why don't so we bloggers too? We call on a thief too, you know. We call on a rapist, we call on a murderers, the things that we know you all are. Why every time the PNP asks a question or make a political statement, them like you run to the Supreme Court? As soon as somebody raise a concern about how public money is spent or whatever, then everybody, I'm going to sue you. We're not going to be in fear because of lawsuit. If we not sue we and we cannot pay and court rule against, we say we defame honor and we can't pay the damages, it's still a loss for honor because honor waste the legal fee, go sue we, and literally honor don't have nothing to gain or benefit out of it. But one thing honor must understand, we are not going to back down. We want to know public money are being spent. And you did come out, come talk this. So for you tell we say you're thief from old people, we know you can't thief from just about anybody, Desmond Mackenzie. So go and go sue. That's all you can do. But what this government must do though is what the people want. Call the election. Call the election is what the people want. Call the election so the people can decide who are thief and who not thief. When you get on the opposition bench, you can carry out on a lawsuit. But when you're in a government, you can sue people for asking a question or criticizing it. Because literally, once you're in government, you generally tell liar, you generally isn't truthful, Desmond Mackenzie. So I don't know what you're suing on. Ladybug, how are you? Remember, say you did say this.
The social indigent housing program of the government of Dr. Andrew Holness, and I'm really proud of what we have been able to accomplish and lives that we have touched and changed.
I'm happy that you've shed some light on it, and I would have wanted you to a little bit more into the program itself, since it was started by your ministry.
Okay, what the program does, as I said before, persons can apply. They are investigated by the poor relief officers. They must have the land to build the units. And once that is done, we now proceed after the investigation to see whether or not the persons are eligible. They meet the criteria which is set up. Because you must be a part of a program that does not allow you on your own. And there are cases where we have provided houses for persons who probably are not that destitute, but because of their circumstances, we have provided for them. Now, the poor relief department of the municipal corporations retain responsibility for the units.
Yes.
So while you occupy those units, the poor relief department does its monthly checking on the units. You are not allowed to do any addition to the units. The units come fully furnished. It is something that I when I came up with the idea of furnishing the units, we did it because there are cases where we saw persons have homes, but there is nothing for them to sleep on. So we figured it does make sense to give you a nice room, and then you have to sleep on the cold ground.
Or furnish the
So we provide the necessary furnishing for the unit.
Right.
Now, the unit cannot be rented. It is not for sale. No addition can be done to the unit. And the unit cannot be handed down to family. And we have cases where occupants have died, and the poor relief department retains the unit, and then it is handed over to someone else who is in need.
Absolutely.
So what we do, and we encourage persons to take care of the units. We notice that a lot of all of our units are built from concrete, and it has been done deliberately.
All of our units are built from concrete, and it has been done deliberately. Once a thief, Desmond McKenzie, always a thief. Once a liar, Desmond McKenzie, always a liar. So running around, frightening people about lawsuit, we're not really that frightened, because it's down to UNO to prove what I talk about. And the mere trying to frighten people really don't work anymore. I mean, anybody can sue anybody for anything these days. So please, get on with the job of government rather than with the job of tying up the court, Joy Reynolds, with lawsuit. Eulalie, morning. Get on with the job of government rather than tying up the court with lawsuit. Because no amount of lawsuit, Prime Minister, will allow you to get back the helm of this country. You have been given your chance, Prime Minister, twice, and you've wasted it. Believe you me, Andrew Holness, you have wasted it. It is why you continue to repeat the same thing over and over and over again. We understand you. We're going to compare and contrast your big economy. Causing to say, you fix the big economy. You fix the national economy. And we're going to listen to you versus Prime Minister, those in the business sector. Stacey and Lee, we hold you the morning. We're going to listen to you, Prime Minister, versus those in the big business sector, rather, when it comes to the economy that you claim to have stand on.
The national economy. The Jamaica Labour Party has fixed the national economy. The national economy. Listen to me carefully now. We have reduced debt. We have brought inflation under control. We have put resilience. We have built resilience into the economy. Meaning that if you get a storm, you recover in less than a year. Normally, it takes you all 4 or 5 years to recover. We are running the economy so that we don't have to rely on taxes more taxes from you. You don't have to worry about taxes. No new taxes. In fact, we are giving back people taxes. It is the first that any government has ever given back taxes under what is called the reverse tax credit. We have reduced unemployment. We have reduced the national debt. We have increased the reserves. And as you have said, my friend, we have cut absolute poverty in half, and we have increased the minimum wage. All of these are incontrovertible, irrefutable, uncontestable facts.
Big word, boss.
On that space, no one can challenge us. And even some have chosen to ignore it. But that's their choice. Hold on. Now, in the next phase of our government, what we are going to focus on now is to create what I am going to call your local economy. In the same way we fix the national economy, we are going to fix your local economy so that you can live, work, do your business, raise your family, and experience your own prosperity right here in your community.
Does he understand? Melissa, Chris D, Ladybug. Does the Prime Minister understand that this statement is an admission of failure? After 10 years, Prime Minister, when you made that promise of prosperity, and then 9-10 years on, you're coming back to tell us that I'm going to, in the next term of my government, Prime Minister, fix your local economy so prosperity comes to you locally. Addy, morning. Does the Prime Minister understand that that's an admission of failure of his statement of 9-10 years ago? This government who have nationalized chicken back and fish tail. Does the Prime Minister understand that his statement of bringing prosperity to us in his next term after 9-10 years of failure, Winston, morning? Does the Prime Minister understand that this is a statement of failure? 9 years, and you have failed to deliver it. And you have the nerve, Prime Minister, the nerve to pluck up the nerve to come back 10 years on. Come tell we say, give me 5 more years and I'll make sure the prosperity gets to your local community. You will turn in your local community and experience what we up on the hill, Roy, good morning, Melissa Green, have been experiencing. Does the Prime Minister understand that this is an admission of failure? Could somebody in the Jamaica Labour Party tell the Prime Minister, you know that going out there to say that to them after 2 terms, you have admitted that you have failed them. You have admitted that you have not paid attention to them in 10 years. I just want the Prime Minister to understand that he has just admitted to his failure. We have been saying it for quite some time. Isn't it good, though, to hear it out of the Prime Minister's mouth? I know I have failed you, said the Prime Minister. 1 more chance, he said. One more chance, and I'll make sure I deliver this time. The phrase is, Andrew, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. We haven't got a third fool, Andrew. The phrase does not carry a third fool. It's one or two. Shame on us. Shame on us, Prime Minister, because you have fooled us twice. Why you not learn, you know? That's why I tell you, it's a big overgrown fool.
But that's their choice. Hold on. Now, in the next phase of our government, what we are going to focus on now is to create what I am going to call your local economy. In the same way we fix the national economy, we are going to fix your local economy so that you can live, work.
Back in the cover, I go around a corner here. Hold on TikTok. Let me come on the Global TV Advanced Potential. When I hear something strike me. Why? JLP can't deal with truth and facts at all. At all. Hold on. I'm coming back on TikTok on Advanced Potential. Just give me a second to switch my orangutans. And the JLPs are going crazy this morning. We're coming back. Those of you on YouTube will be coming back on Global TV Advanced Potential. Hold on. Yes, Debbie TikTok hit me again, but I'm coming back on Global TV Advanced Potential straight away. Why they live right? Them can't deal with truth and facts at all. You can't hear the truth and run. You don't have to turn up, you know. Nobody is asking you to turn up over here and listen to the truth. You can't hear it and run. It's what cowards normally do. Their hearts. It is what cowards generally do. Hear the truth and run. Because I ain't touched the Prime Minister. And when I run to TikTok and make complain. Because I know say TikTok NIMBYs and autocratic. When I know say TikTok is NIMBYized and autocratic, just like a lot of us. So I don't like the truth. Georgina rather. Wagwan, long time no see. We don't like the truth over here, TikTok, but we will continue to speak, Pauline Dixon. Debian, thank you. Welcome back. The labor right them, anytime you see I whop them with the truth, they just don't want to hear it. I'm using the Prime Minister's word. It is true that 10 years ago, the Prime Minister planned to bring us prosperity. Did he not? We gave him that chance 10 years ago, True Love Morning. We gave him that chance 10 years ago, the Easy Jerk. And he did not. He came back at our worst, most frightening stage during lockdown. And he asked for another chance again. He got it. In the old adage, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. There isn't a third fool, Prime Minister. So for the Prime Minister to have made this statement is an admission of failure, that the Prime Minister in 2 terms have failed to deliver prosperity. How then could the Prime Minister be asking for another term yet again to deliver what we have been waiting on for 10 years? Make it make sense, Prime Minister. if you have not and could not deliver in 9 or 10, do you think it's possible that you'll be able to deliver in 5 or 4, Prime Minister? I don't understand why this government is just going around in circles rather than just biting the bullet and call the election, Prime Minister. The circles is getting you more dizzy.
And even some have chosen to ignore it. But that's their choice. Hold on. Now, in the next phase of our government, what we are going to focus on now is to create what I am going to call your local economy. In the same way we fix the national economy, we are going to fix your local economy so that you can live, work, do your business, raise your family, and experience your own prosperity right here in your community. That is what we're going to do. That is what is called bringing the prosperity of the economy closer to you.
That's what is called bringing the prosperity closer to you, said the Prime Minister. Let's now listen to the experts in the field.
Close to 2 months after the 10% tariff on goods exported from Jamaica to the United States took effect, Chief Executive Officer of the separate group, Richard Pandoe, says from a supply chain standpoint, the impact on manufacturers has been worse than during the COVID-19 pandemic. Mr. Pandoe says his company has been trying to find alternative markets, describing supply chain shocks during and post-COVID as a nightmare. The separate CEO says businesses are having a harder time sourcing and receiving products.
Stacey and Levy, welcome back. You know, see, anytime you talk truth, the labor right, them report your page. And because them know say TikTok autocratic and is a dictator like them, the labor rights, that's all they do. Report, report, report. But we have whole heap of TikTok page. You can report to them drop dead. You can outdo me with TikTok page. That me sit down and do every day. Build TikTok page.
During COVID, a lot of production went down, so supplies were actually available. Some commodity price went through the roof, obviously, but the fact is that the reality of today, and I've been saying this for at least a year and a half, 2 years now, that our supply chain disruptions are actually worse now.
So who's most at risk now? MSMEs?
The MSMEs are always at risk. I mean, the smaller you are, the bigger you're risking, right?
Chief Executive Officer of Separate Group Richard Pandoe responding to Small Jamaica host Simone Clark. He says Jamaican manufacturers are in wait-and-see mode, where the U.S. can...
Hold on there. As they call Simone Clark name. When you see the badgering where she get from the labor right them? Opal's Kitchen, how you do? When you see the pick up and lick down where Simone Clark get from the labor rights them over one interview what she do with Mark Golden, where she also invite Andrew Holness, and Andrew Holness and his team did not respond or confirm whether they would engage or not. Wanna see how them treat the woman? Pick her up and lick her down, throw her up against wall, and labor rights. Labor rights! I make me call on the local London 45. Mr. Holness! We are the last time we've checked, still living in a democracy. It's not a homogeneous voice in Jamaica. Otherwise, we would be a set of damn boring fools. We are opinionated people. We are people who want to see better. We want to develop. We don't want to stay in the stagnancy, labor rights. And at this moment, Andrew Holness have everything and everyone very stagnant. For God's sake, We are entitled to stand up for ourselves and our country. Jamaica does not only involve political parties. We are a nation before we became political party. Let us have our say in this country without us being branded as PNP. You all should be ashamed of yourself for walking around branding everybody around as PNP, because this is what we're showing us. Corruption resides with UNO. Because as soon as somebody comes out and say good or the truth, UNO brand them as PNP. All right, let's get back to the expert.
Consumers will purchase their goods at increased costs.
The consumers in the US are facing price increase on a number of items, from their electronics to this, whatever. They're going to look at their basket and say, boy, should I buy Supergen? Is that necessity or is that nice to have? Maybe instead of picking up 3, they pick up 1. So right now, I mean, I'm just coming from the US last week, meeting a lot of the CEOs from different companies. Everybody, they've asked us first, absorb it. Of course, you can absorb it. Yeah, that's what. For example, the lobster come from Jamaica. First thing, absorb it. We cannot absorb it. And therefore, the price has been passed through for the most part. And there is a waiting to see how the consumers react. My feeling is that the volumes will come down. We're going to have to find a way to either be more productive and have more production so we can drive our unit costs down to kind of cushion that price. Look new markets, our next approach, and also look at our supply chain and see if we can bring in stuff to actually reduce our costs.
CEO of the separate group, Richard Pandoe.
Let's move on to another expert in the field, Prime Minister. It has just told me that the browser has lost connection. Please let me know if you're hearing this audio. Can you hear the audio? YouTube, can you hear the audio, please? Give me a response, YouTube. Can you hear the audio? No. All right, let me undo my screen share and start again. Hold on. Which one was I in? No, I wasn't that.
Whoa, yo. We need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help. Shift the parliament. Shift the election. Shift everything. Remove them out there. Take out the cockroach. Take out the thief. Take out the criminal them. Take out the thief them. Take out the murderer them. Take out the gang leader them. Out of parliament.
All right, let me try bring this back into slot. Let me know if you're hearing the expert now, please.
I'm not saying I'm not blaming the commercial banks because they have a big part to play in lowering their rates. But what I'll say to you, just like any other businesses operating out there, when you have a devalued currency and the dollar moves to 165 or 162 to 1, and you buy your goods and services or your raw materials and you bring it in, it takes a while for the pass-through effect to take place. So I'm not sure how the banking sector operates and if there's a timing thing that needs to happen. But, yes, the Bank of Jamaica needs to pressure them, but I think more needs to be done to get our rates and policies in place to allow banks to lend money, to allow businesses to be competitive on the global sphere. Everything's going to start going haywire, and I'll tell you something, the government better call election quickly because the balloon is about to blow. The economy is in the worst position that I have ever seen it in my 30-odd years of business. The buying power is the weakest. Remittances are down. Tourism is struggling. Everything is struggling. And what are we doing? We're doing things to stifle the economy with our monetary policies coming from the Bank of Jamaica and the Ministry of Finance. People out there that are living and working in Jamaica may all seem fine and dandy when the politicians step out on stage and speak high and mighty of how great the economy is doing. But look at how many hungry people are out there that are struggling, how many businesses are finding it hard, right? So we need to start waking up the government.
No, Prime Minister, the question is how to balance your argument as opposed to the expert, because both of you, Prime Minister, were speaking on the national economy. You say you don't fix the local economy yet, you admit to your failure. That's all. You say you don't fix the local economy yet. But both yourself, Prime Minister, and the experts were talking about the national economy. And according to you, the national economy fix. As gone to the experts, Prime Minister, the local economy has been in the worst state they've seen it in the last 30 years. I am confused, Prime Minister, because you say it's in the best shape it is in. The numbers that we have ended 2024 with, Prime Minister, was a technical recession. Even though the national economy, this has been stabilized. When is it that the Prime Minister is going to admit reality for what reality is and be honest about it? How you so fool? Can you ask a thief to be honest? Well, you might never know. Something might prick him. Scorpion might just bite it. Because scorpion tend to confuse you short term when they bite you. When a scorpion bites you, it tends to confuses you short term. Say you are going left now, and a scorpion bites you, you automatically should run right to run away from the scorpion. But because you're so confused by the bite, you would run into more scorpion. So I'm hoping that a scorpion may bite the Prime Minister, and for that short period of confusion, the Prime Minister might just see reality and try to speak some truth for just 1 minute, Prime Minister. Because this is why we hate you so much, you see. The constant lies and cunning and trickery, Prime Minister, the nation has had enough of it. The nation, Prime Minister, has had enough of the gimmickry. The nation, Prime Minister, cannot tolerate you running a country from a mobile phone. Call the election. Everybody is asking for that very thing. Call the election. The people wants to decide, Prime Minister, if you are good enough to move forward with, or the country should do a complete U-turn and say this just wasn't a good idea.
Hey, Mr. Andrew Holness, good morning. How you doing? So if you tell you honest truth though, the people in some if you tell us if you call election, the people in need if you call election. You understand what I say? Because some people sitting out there say you can't lose and you not lose. Who want to prove them wrong, Me say we have a piece of plan for you. You see that 10-point plan the way you tell we say you did have for we. Me never know a 10-point plan of it disrespect Africa, for America, and for sell out our country to China. I never know that was a 10-point plan they have. No for young people that never vote for you if you know a 10-point can, not a plan. You understand? Call election for me there, sir. Sir, me I beg you call election, but me prove you and your people them wrong. Say you can't win.
Prime Minister, this is one of the things that I don't know if you note and watch carefully. The young people, Prime Minister, the younger generation of the country have lost total respect for you. I don't know if you have noticed that. I don't know, Prime Minister, if you have noticed that young people do not trust you, but more so as the leader for the country, they have lost respect for you, Prime Minister. Debbie Brown, thanks for the follow. I cannot remember another government, another leader of our country, Prime Minister, that has been regularly taken and shoved back up his mother on a daily basis. The nation, Prime Minister, have no love or respect for you. And it is because it's what the nation see from you. You're not a person who have respect at all. Not even for yourself. Because if you did, you wouldn't steal so much or lie so much. I've never seen a prime minister been hold Gloria Morris, how you do, regularly and been shoved back up his mother this morning. That is how much the country prime minister, the young people in this country have no respect for you. That is something telling, Prime Minister. The youngest we've ever had, a Prime Minister of our generation, Keith Buchanan, and everybody lost respect for you, sir. It's because, Prime Minister, you're just the other criminal out there. You know we don't have respect for criminal, barring the damn them what we're afraid of. Barring the damn them what we're afraid of, Prime Minister. We really don't like criminals. And it is why we treat you like that, because we can identify, Prime Minister, the criminal in you, just like we identify the criminal in those out there. Election Frady. Call the election.
Hey, Mr. Andrew Holness, good morning. How you doing? You know, so if you tell you honest truth though, the people in some if you tell us if you call election, the people in need if you call election. You understand what I say? Because some people sitting out there say you can't lose and you not lose. We want to prove them wrong, you know. Me say we have a piece of plan for you. You see that 10-point plan the way you tell we say you did have for we. Me never know a 10-point plan of it disrespect Africa, for America, and for sell out our country to China. I never know that was a 10-point plan they have. No for young people that never vote for you if we know a 10-point can, not a plan. You understand? Call election for me there, sir. Sir, me I beg you call election, but me prove you and your people them wrong. Say you can't win back the election here. Andrew, you can't go back up there, sir. You done come down already. That's why you're afraid for call election. You're afraid. Election, free. Get up, 6 o'clock. Call election.
Election Frady. Call the election, Prime Minister. We know you set up Christopher Tufton. Are you and Nesta Morgan push out Christopher Tufton all the while? Because I that me love Opal, how chick the Prime Minister and smile first and call him Mr. Holness, like him I go tell him something nice and decent. Abina, how are you? Like him I go tell him something nice and decent. Then him tell him the truth that Labour right and the Prime Minister don't like to hear. But Andrew Holness a weak note, Tufton. Andrew Holness is planning to stay on as opposition leader, which is very shameful, Prime Minister. Very, very shameful. Because in the Westminster democracy, once you couldn't cross the general election, you must resign in 24 hours or announce your resignation. So a new leader that can unite the party be elected. Because so far, Prime Minister, you have divided the party. And if you, with the division, have lost the election, it will be a wahala. And you know the amount that we are fitting up with self to make sure we're out there pulling on for one morning, Max Romeo. How are you? One of them black Max Romeo, you know. Max Romeo is the only JLP allowed to speak over here and don't get black. You know, leave Max Romeo if Ingo haywire. But Andrew Holness have here set up Tufton. For all of these leaks coming out against Tufton, but Andrew Holness still keep him. Is it that Andrew Holness is weakening Tufton, so Tufton won't be a strong contender against Andrew Holness in the leadership runoff? Because certainly, even if there isn't one, there is going to be one. Because after Andrew Holness lost the election, the Labour Party will not trust Andrew to take him. And if the Prime Minister to blow after me, Max Romeo, the Labour Party will not trust the dictator, the petulant narcissist, Andrew Holness, to take them to another general election. Because Andrew have divided the party before them could even cross it into a third term. I think Colonel Charles Jr. would be a better leader than Tufton. Jesus Christ, Max Romeo, as you come here, that irritate me. You mean, have you not heard how thief Colonel Charles? You know Colonel Charles Sr. is a thief, aren't you? You know that $1 per acre. I mean, this is the problem, Max Romeo. There isn't anybody in the Jamaica Labour Party fit to go forward for leader. This is how crippled the party is. Andrew have trained and let loose a plethora of thieves and criminals on the nation, to the point where even within the Jamaica Labour Party, they cannot choose amongst themselves. This is why we're all waiting so patiently for the Wahala after the Prime Minister lost the election, because it will be a great throwout in the street. I mean, we're going to be picking up bodies from the Jamaica Labour Party, because you all are going to go into a meltdown, particularly if Andrew Holness decides to stay on as opposition leader for the fat salary. That is where it will go haywire. Because Andrew could not take the party to another general election and win, because Stiaga didn't do it. He had to bow out as an opposition leader. The JLP fit and ready like it's ready for no sir. Naram. Me like how you have confidence in an Andrew still, Max Romeo. But let me play an admission of Andrew Holness's failure for you and tell me, what do you think? Do you think this is a blatant admission of failure from the Prime Minister, that I have tried, but I have not managed to cross it? Because I think this is one of Andrew's greatest admission of failure, Max Romeo, to the Jamaican people, that after 9 years, yes, I will want you from. After 9 years, Max Romeo, the Prime Minister is coming back to tell poor Jamaicans that in my next term, in my next session, or whatever he referred to it as, we will bring the prosperity to you locally. Isn't that then an admission of failure? If the Prime Minister has promised it 10 years ago, and he has recognized 10 years on that I have failed, but give me another chance, another term, and I'll definitely bring it to you. I want to hear your opinion on that. Is that an admission of failure from the Prime Minister? And the second question to that, Max Romeo, is it building an economy? Is the best way building an economy building from top down or bottom up? Because this is what the Prime Minister has just explained to us, that I am the builder that build Sharia and Quran from top down. Because the Prime Minister said, last year, February, remember the Prime Minister told us, we have got it right at the macroeconomic level. And at the microeconomy, we understand what your concerns are, and we're going to cater to them ever ready. You remember the Prime Minister said that in St. Thomas last February before the local government election, isn't it? He admitted that he has fixed the macroeconomy, but for somewhat, Rohan, he has ignored the microeconomy. Same thing he explained here with change of word, the national economy and the local economy. All these are admission of failure. That I know I have not delivered what I promised 10 years ago. And I am coming back again to promise you the same thing. Well, I don't know, I may have to go run soon. But in running, Andrew Holness, your permanent secretary, your cabinet secretary, Audrey Sewell, warned Christopher Tufton and is it Dale Weber about the violent and corrupt tendency of Carl Bruce, not to appoint Carl Bruce to the top academic position at University Hospital. The same Chris Tufton and Weber gave strength to Dustin Bryan to appoint the fist-wielding doctor. University Hospital has never been the same since. It is Christopher Tufton and Andrew Holness that has carried out the biggest hoist of the public purse during COVID and onwards. It is Christopher Tufton that has been regularly pushed out for corruption. But this Prime Minister, the Siamese thief with Christopher Tufton, cannot get rid of Christopher Tufton. Is Andrew Holness setting up Christopher Tufton to weaken Christopher Tufton? Max Romeo, you did not answer the questions I've asked. I don't know why you come back with the third term nonsense. I may ask the particular questions and you run with when you may ask the question, then come back now, come with something totally different. Clever, isn't it, Max Romeo? But the question is Andrew Holness setting up Chris Tufton to weaken him so Tufton does not become a rival to Andrew Holness in seeking leadership of the Jamaica Labour Party? You want to come back this evening because Global TV have an announcement to make this evening. We've got to run now. Thank you very much for being here this morning. Lovely. Oh, you was making coffee. Lovely to have your support as always. Thank you very much. Join us right back here this evening on YouTube and TikTok. We will be on the Global TV Advanced Potential because you know, so them walk on black with everywhere because so them can't tell the truth. Thanks for your company this morning. Join us back again this evening for the People's Point of View when Global TV will make some announcement that you don't want to miss. Thank you. Good morning and good afternoon from Global TV.
Oh, thy peace, God of my salvation, because the mouth of the sinful and wicked is open. Rastafari. Come with I. Rastaman throw one stone and it break a battlefield. seafood there. Make him a throw and stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Only when man like Marcus Garvey speak, wicked men would I hear. Hear not hear. Instead of that, they only sit aside a rob and cheat, and not first the four. Make up what I seen him. Make him a throw and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a plan! Make him a throw and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. My favorite part: if Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the day them can sell out Rasta and sell it out and sell out Babylon. They give man show and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. They give man show and stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. If Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the dead can sell out Rasta and sell out and sell out Babylon. Just stop on the front. You must show and stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black baby man, show and stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. You have eyes to see, let him see. You have ears to hear, let them hear. What a prophet must say. President Mandela was in prison for 20 odd years. And he leave from the prison and take the seat of the president. Stone one. Big him and show one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black big him and show one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Rasta man show one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men.
If you don't like missing out on the latest shows but still enjoy classic hits, then Global TV Group 358 is your perfect match. Global TV Group 358 isn't just another channel, it's your ultimate TV experience. From breaking news to binge-worthy dramas and timeless classics, we've got it all. Our unique blend of original content and global favorites means there's something for everyone. And guess what? With GTVG's seamless streaming, you can watch anywhere, anytime. Plus, our interactive features let you be part of the action. So, whether you're a seasoned binge watcher or a casual viewer, Global TV Group 358 is here to keep you entertained day and night. Don't just watch TV, experience it with Global TV Group 358. Subscribe now and never miss a moment.